How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Piggy Bank podcast, your favorite casual gaming podcast with your casual gaming buds. My name is Phil. I'm your host for this lovely show that we stream here on twitch.tv/2PennyGames every Monday in the afternoon, sometimes between 3 and 4 o'clock Central Time. Of course, if you're not watching live, you're here on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@2PennyGames, where in the description, you can get the link for our Twitch channel and all of our social medias in the description below. But of course, I'm not here by myself. I'm here with my good friends, Connor Elliott.
That's me, and I'm here to be a proud member of the Piggy Bank.
A proud boy.
He's a proud boy. That's what I just heard.
And
Phil.
across the table from him, we have
guys.
Tavin Bothel.
Now, unfortunately, Phil, you're doing a great job this week. You're looking great. You're feeling great. I like all the energy happening. But unfortunately, this is a week where I'm pulling the rug out from under you, gentlemen. All right? Something has happened this week, and I need to talk about it. So I'm taking over the next couple of minutes of the show here to talk about what I've been doing in this week, because I don't really care what you guys have been doing in your weeks. All right? I do care.
Okay.
I do care. You're my best friends. I love you.
I mean, why are you even here? We might as well just meet our mics. And
Gentlemen,
walk away.
Yeah.
let me start with a question. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Huh?
Well, you have two different angles to it.
Yeah.
You care about video games and, by extension, the industry itself. Two, you care about the news cycle that comes and goes every single week.
For like the games cast stuff.
Yeah.
But why do we podcast about video games? What?
Let me give you my answer.
Yeah.
One, what Connor said, and we like to keep up with news and what's the goings on in the industry, and we like games in general. We like to play games, and secondly, because it's fun. We like talking to each other, and we like talking about video games and talking about things that we love.
I'm into that. I'm into all of these answers, guys. I like them all. All right.
He's fishing.
I'm here, me personally, to elevate the conversation, right? To bring it forward and to get us to think about games and push games to be better than they've ever been before.
How noble.
Hopefully, us three gentlemen and whoever else is on the show, those in the Twitch chat, Danish Minecraft server, Robo1700, hopefully y'all can join us on that journey. So I bring this topic forward. I bring this question forward for a very specific reason, all right? Because I've been playing video games this week. I've been playing lots of video games this week, and we'll get into that maybe if this segment doesn't take too long. We say a lot of things on these shows, right? We have lots of conversations. Some of us have hot takes. Some of us have cold takes. It is what it is, right? We have an evolving conversation about things. And because now we've done this for nearly 4 years, Connor. Nearly 4 years we've been doing this, right? 4 years is a long time. Perspectives can change. Opinions can change. Recently, I did a minigame, a hit 10, in which I had you gentlemen guess what I believed to be the top 10 worst video games that I've ever personally played. I've not played every terrible video game under the sun, but I've played a number of them, right?
I think we can all say we played some stinkers.
Well, there's been some stinkers, right? There's been some stinkers. On that list, gracing that list, was one game by the name of Kingdom Hearts. The first one, right? Phil, you called me out on Twitter.
Yeah.
You jumped in. There was a meme. There's a meme of very much like, hey, if you didn't like like this, try this. And the tried this, it just said again. And people throwing their memes on top of it of like, I saw one with Mass Effect. I saw one for movies. I saw, it's just a general meme or whatever.
Well, so the main reason that even popped up for me is because like I retweeted it and tagged you was because I've just been inundated with Kingdom Hearts content ever since the hashtag going around of whenever it got ported like fully to Steam.
Yeah.
And so there was all that stuff going around.
That was
and
like
every
2 years ago.
fourth or fifth tweet on my timeline is now Kingdom Hearts related.
Okay.
It's locked him into that part of the algorithm.
So here's the thing. All right? I took it upon myself. I've been very critical of that first game. Very loud. You can go and watch my original thoughts on it on the After the Hype review that we did for that game 3 years ago, nearly. At this point, we did that one.
I think at this point it might be over 3 years ago.
It's somewhere around there. It's hard to tell. It's hard to remember these things, right? But, gentlemen, I just want to bring it forward. I do this for the love of the game, for the love of the conversation, and to evolve that conversation, and to continuously challenge myself in how I consume this medium, right? And so now, as far as I can count, this is the third time, gentlemen, that I've gone back and revisited a game that I previously felt didn't connect with me. And now I'm coming back to you to give you my report on Kingdom Hearts because I've been playing it once again. I did this the first time with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when the GQ list named it the greatest game of all time. It so certainly is not. I did it again when Shadow of the Erdtree came out. I went back to Elden Ring. Not that I ever disliked Elden Ring. It just didn't click with me, right? And then it started to click with me, and I'm in the process of that journey now. I'm slow walking the dog on that one, right? Sure. And now here we are again with Kingdom Hearts. Years after I've played it, I have since played Kingdom Hearts 2, which is definitively a much better game, I think, even now.
Definitely much better put together, for sure.
Yeah, definitely much better put together. Very fun game. Pretty damn good game, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And so now I return to Kingdom Hearts 1, and because, Phil, you're not alone. There's many people who every time I say it, they come at me and they go, how is Kingdom Hearts a bad game? I don't understand. No, Kingdom Hearts is great. Kingdom Hearts is such a central part of my childhood. I love it so much. You dumb fucks. You morons. You absolute rotted brain losers on the internet who think this fucking video game is good. Now, let me calm down a little bit. Let me take a step back, all right? That was a lot, all right? That was a lot. I can see Phil, he's shaking his head right now. He's not happy with what I've just said, all right? Let me say, Kingdom Hearts 1, by far, not one of the worst video games of all time. One of the worst games I've ever played, but not one of the worst video games of all time, all right? You know? Again, haven't played a bunch of terrible games because terrible games aren't fun to fucking play. Let me start with the positive. I think this game is ingenious. I think it's creative as hell. I think it captures your creativity and makes you feel like a child again, which is great. That's a great feeling, and I love that it does that. And especially in the era that it does it in, perfect, ingenious move. Crossover, action, beginnings of what would become an action RPG, crossing over Final Fantasy, Disney characters. We're having a bunch of fun. We're visiting Disney worlds. We're doing a bunch of fun things. Let me pull it back again. I'm about 7-ish hours into the game. All right, Phil, for your knowledge, I have completed pretty much the first ring of planets that are in the game. So I've done. Okay. Well, I haven't done the Hercules.
Agrabah.
I haven't finished Hercules, but I've done. I have not visited Agrabah yet.
Sorry, not Agrabah. Alice in Wonderland, Deep Jungle, and Olympus Coliseum.
Yeah, I've visited Olympus. Haven't completed Olympus because I'd need to go grind and come back to it. Traverse Town. I just finished my second visit to Traverse Town. All right. I think there are moments of fun that can be had with this game. I think there are moments where it is enjoyable. But I can't help but feel that this is an unfinished game. It is surprisingly lacking in direction, in signposting, in just navigating the player through the game. It kind of just doesn't. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. All right, now stick with me here. There will be a single line of dialogue, not spoken usually. Usually it's in the non-spoken bits. And for a kid's game, if you don't specifically tell the kid what to do, they're not fucking reading. They're kids. So I think it's baffling that they choose to do this. And it'll be like, hey, go to this one location and this one person, go find them. And then we'll give you no direction on where they could possibly be if they've moved since the last time you saw them. My key example for this is the one I just did on the second visit to Traverse Town. You have to find Leon from Final Fantasy VIII, Connor. Leon with the gunblade.
Indeed.
You know, super iconic character. Hanging out with Aerith.
In his game, he goes by Squall, but in Kingdom Hearts, they call him Leon because his last name is Leonhart.
Yeah.
This game's fucking stupid. Anyways, you got to go find Squall. You got to go find Leon, all right? He is in a secret underwater cavern in which they give you no direction on how to find, where to go, or that it even exists. Zero direction. They just tell you to go find him back in Traverse Town. Go find him. You then have to go back to the last place you saw him, which was like this like hotel place. Travel behind the hotel, and there is a waterway with iron bars, where there are trinities in the game, Connor, and these are like little stamps, little stickers that are plastered all over the world in they're different colors. And you run up to it, you press the action button, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy do a little action, and they do the action depending on what color it is. Right now I have the blue, that's the one you start with, and I have the red Trinity, which is the one needed to find Leon. The blue one is usually just like, here's a bunch of money and an item. You know, the red one is you're unlocking new areas with it. The red Trinity is underwater, so it's hard to see. You can't like really see it that well. So I'm running around trying to find where the fuck do I go? I know I need to find him. I don't know where to go. I'm running around. I have to look up a guide because I'm like, there's just no direction here on where the fuck this guy is. I look up a guide. They go, hey, behind the hotel. I go, fuck, where the fuck is the hotel? I go, when I find the hotel, I go, okay, this is it. Behind the hotel. How do I get behind it? I'm walking around. There's no like clear way behind it. I go through the hotel. You got to go through and then take a back door and then jump over a balcony to do all of this. And then I'm running back and forth. I'm like, because I didn't read that I had to like where specifically the Trinity was, because I didn't want I wanted the game to tell me where things are, not the guide. You know, I don't want to play a game via guide. That's lame, especially because this game came out in 2002. So yeah. So there's no internet guides. There's no IGN guide on where to go in Kingdom Hearts. But I just gotta figure it out. You know. Eventually, I'm like, I don't know. So I look up I go back to the guide and it goes, hey, it's here. And I go, oh, okay, it's here. And I open it up and I unlock it. I go, all right, well, here it is. All right, cool, whatever. Inside this little cavern is eventually an elevator that takes you up into Merlin's house, which I had already found. I had already found Merlin's house. I was like, oh, cool, I'm here. But there's no way back. You take the elevator up, and the elevator just it cuts to black because you enter a new area, and then it opens up and you're just inside Merlin's house. They don't tell you how you got there. The elevator seemingly disappears. There's no way to take it back. There's just no connection there. It's a one-way trip. To which I go, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why does this exist? Because I also had to talk to Leon again to get actual guidance on where to go next, because apparently the cutscene that played when I found him wasn't enough. I had to talk to him again. Which is just great. And then you take this, like, it's just a mess of, like, I don't know where to go constantly. Constantly, I don't know where to go. Now, is some of that on me? I don't think so, because I am really paying attention. Like, I am, like, actively reading dialogue, listening to words that are being said. I'm remembering lines and statements. I'm like trying to give it the full credit that I can here, right? Which brings me to the narrative. Now, Kingdom Hearts, not much of a narrative. Just in general. Really, there's really not even much of a plot happening in these games, right? It's just kind of a feeling. You're just kind of going off of a feeling of how things are. You know, it's not so much about what's happening. It's more about how it makes you feel. Kind of an art piece. It's honestly, in the beginning of the game, Destiny Islands, I actually was giving it a lot of credit. Because it was more based in absurdism, which I found fascinating. Because video games don't really play around in absurdism ever. So it was fascinating to like jump into this and be like, oh, this is an absurdism piece. Until the plot enters and ruins the absurdism art piece that was happening. And then the plot enters and now you're doing these hardcore plot things that don't make sense. But they're constantly trying to throw the absurdism back into it, but it doesn't work because absurdism, Connor, if you don't know, is where there is zero semblance of plot at all. You're just going off of emotions and thematic elements. You're not tying them together. It's not about making sense. It's about how the events make you feel, which is very much what Kingdom Hearts 1 is trying to do. And then the Disney stuff gets in the way. And then the video game-ness of it gets in the way. Is that kind of making sense what I'm saying there, Phil?
No, because I think this game's perfect.
What are you gonna do?
What's funny is he doesn't.
Yes?
He doesn't. He's just gonna pick a side. And this is where he's going with it. So there's that element of it. I don't really besmirch the fact that the plot is not really a plot at all. It's ridiculous and nonsensical, but like when the video game gets in the way of the absurdism that they're trying to do, it's annoying.
You're getting called out.
Phil's a legend. Am I getting it called out? What's happening? Kingdom Hearts 1. Tavin's actually not liking it. All right, cool. Anyways.
I didn't want to distract from what you were saying, so
No, this is fine. This is fine. Where I am gonna nitpick here or tear apart here is level design. The level design in this game, Connor, is atrocious. It is awful. It's so
crazy that you say
so
that
bad.
because people actually prefer this level design to 2's.
Yeah, and I don't get it because I don't remember
I'm on
2.
your side on this point. I prefer 2 in every single mark.
I
This game.
don't recall 2 having particularly great level design either, but I don't remember it being this bad. It is bad here. Now, I think what people get confused is the locations and how the locations are their first experience with these things, so they feel like it's iconic. And I think everybody gets wrapped up in their nostalgia when they talk about Kingdom Hearts. I don't think anybody looks at this game objectively like they should. With every game, I put that on every game, even the games I like from my childhood. I fucking Sly 1 isn't the best fucking video game of all time. Spoilers. No, I think the level design is specifically, like, it's atrocious. The one that, like, made me, like, switched me over from, it's not great, but it's not bad, to, oh, no, this is bad, is the Tarzan level. What is it called, Phil?
Deep Jungle.
Deep Jungle.
I also hate that level.
Deep Jungle is one of the worst crafted levels I have ever seen in my life. Because you don't know, because you have not played Kingdom Hearts 1, correct?
No.
No. Deep Jungle is basically just a big tree. And you climb up and down the tree 3 or 4 times, depending on the plot. Now, of course, Connor, this being Kingdom Hearts 1, they never tell you to go up or down the tree. Almost ever. There would be like one random throwaway where they're like, oh, I guess we have to go back up now for reason. And you go, all right, I guess we go back up. And this is my point with the game feels unfinished. It feels like they had a level that they kind of like scrambled together to put together really quickly. But they couldn't figure out how to implement the level or how to incorporate it in the combat design or just the general game design. It just feels like we have this level, we made it during our lunch break, so now let's put content in it, I guess. Is how they all of them feel this way. And Deep Jungle, it's literally like, all right, I'm going down the tree. All right, I met Jane and Tarzan. Cool. All right, now it's time to go back up the tree. Why? There's a gorilla up there. All right, cool. We go up the tree. We see a cutscene happen. The cutscene has nothing to do with the scene we just saw before. And you go, all right, whatever. Also, the way you get into Deep Jungle, Connor, is you crash your gummy ship there, right? Because Donald and Sora have an argument over who gets to fly the ship. And so they crash it. So there's like this like little like cute little whatever cutscene of like the gummy ship like freaking out as they fight over the controls, and then they like it spins out as it goes towards Deep Jungle, the level, right? When you then cut to the cutscene, it is just Sora falling out of the sky. No, like you don't know what happened to the gummy ship. You don't know how he got out of the gummy ship. You don't know if the gummy ship crashed or is broken. You don't know anything. It's just Sora falling from the sky and then landing in a tree.
I think it's pretty obvious that the gummy ship crashed. Sora just got separated.
Why? Yes, Phil, it's obvious the gummy ship crashed, but why? I understand.
Because they were fighting over controls.
Yes, but why is Sora out of the ship?
I think the narrative reason is just to have some time away from Donald and Goof, and then I'm not saying it's a good reason. I'm saying it's just to have him separated from Donald and Goofy, and for him to realize that he can't actually do this all alone, and he needs his friends.
Except that doesn't happen. Like that's just not what happens. They are separated. It's just cause they're just separated just cause. There's no narrative reason. They don't come back to it thematically of like, oh, I do need each other. In fact, Donald and Sora are still fighting after this level, and they're going to continue fighting over the course of the next 3 levels.
No, I agree.
It's just any explanation you do for the game is you doing it. It's not the game doing it. It's not the story doing it. It is you overreaching, and a general you, not you, Phil, but a general you, the player, overreaching to make these things make sense because your human brain needs them to or wants them to. And it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Leading in to gameplay. I think gameplay is, it's okay. It's rough. It feels like a demo to what will eventually be an awesome Kingdom Hearts 2, right? It feels like a test demo of like, hey, we got this together. This is what we have right now. It feels undercooked very much in its combat systems. It's very similar to a Kingdom Hearts 2. So if you've played Kingdom Hearts 2, it's very similar to that. It's just way less polished. I have a lot of very specific nitpicks. I'll say, Phil, I'm not having trouble with the difficulty of the game as of right now. You'll remember in our playthrough, the Alice in Wonderland boss, I remember being stuck on for quite a while, probably like an hour.
Yes.
Yeah. First tried it this time around. So it's not the difficulty that is the problem. It's just the way Sora moves, the way Sora controls, how enemy behavior, enemy AI functions, how combat patterns, hitboxes, and just general like movement just doesn't really feel good. It doesn't feel awful, but it doesn't feel good. Like, it's certainly playable, and there are certainly moments of fun in this. But it's just like kind of, it's just undercooked, like, in a lot of ways. And my way of explaining this is, it functions a lot like it's trying to lay the groundwork for what would eventually become the action RPG, right? This is the first real blending of the two genres of action game and RPG, because RPG prior to this was always turn-based menus, doing things like that. This is trying to find a middle ground in that, and it succeeds in some ways and fails in others, I think. So, of course, the combat is all built into the little menu on the side, much like how you would see in a Final Fantasy game, the little pre-baked menu. Also, consider the game came out in 2002. I grew up in this era. I know what games back then feel like and play like. Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, which was before this game, Metal Gear Solid, things before this. I'm gonna give it. Take it. What I say here is me giving it the grace of it just being old. And I'm moving with that. Regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Tavin is the most lenient about age on this show, at least maybe compared to Phil. Not me.
I'm totally fine with a game being old and controlling a little funky, right? Even like Mario 64, which I don't think controls well with a modern lens, but you have to give it the credit you have to because it was the first 3D game of any meaningful caliber. This game, however, I don't like the choice to make it the little menu and to mash the X button, which makes sense when you think of it as a menu, but doesn't make sense when you think of it as an action game. X should be your jump button. Button layout.
Did you know that this game was conceived as a competitor to Mario 64?
That's cool. Like
just a factoid.
Well, yeah, I imagine every game dev wanted a video game as good as Mario 64 in this era. Like that's the golden goose you're chasing. The button mapping is terrible. It's confusing. It's just weird. Why did we make these choices? These don't feel right. Having circle on, or having jump on circle, having attack on X, having roll on square. These choices don't make sense. And I understand square can also be guard and other moves as well as you continue throughout the game. But
can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm not saying you're wrong. To a newcomer, yes, it is very, very backwards. But when you put yourself in the mind of the X button isn't necessarily attacking. It's doing whatever's on that.
It's the menu thing. Yeah.
Menu.
I said that. It's the menu. It makes sense because it's confirm. It's the confirm button on the menu, which makes sense. But it's weird that it's a menu and you're making an action game. With the conceit of we're trying to blend genres here. And so undeniably, this game paves the groundwork for what I think is one of the best combat systems of all time in the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. Undeniably, this game paves the ground for that. Right? Yeah, Connor's doing his little mimi yes thing going on here.
Yep.
The next thing that bothers me about it, though, is if you don't land your hit, Sora doesn't continue the combo. It's just a 3-piece combo. It's a bop, bop, bop. And if you don't hit, he stops the combo. And so it leads to moments of, me getting hit or me missing entirely because he stops his combo and now the enemy moves, where if he had just done the second move or the third move, it would have hit. Or the first one hits, the second one misses, but the third one would have hit, but the second one didn't hit, so I don't even get to do the third move. Things like this are annoying. There's also no control. You kind of have to feel it out, all right? But there's no control over whether or not Sora is doing a grounded attack or an air attack. Because it's all working off the same button. So the game kind of just makes the choice for you on whether Sora jumps up into the air to attack or not. You can jump up yourself and attack, and he'll do that. But it will just shoot. He will just shoot himself up and do it that way. You know what I'm saying?
When targeting a flying enemy.
Yes. But the target system sucks, Philip.
If you figure out how it works.
I understand, and this is why I'm saying,
and you can change what you're locked on to.
Yes, but why do I, the player, not just have control? Why do I have to make all of these reaches to meet the game here in ways that I shouldn't have to meet it? The controlling of the character is not something I need to meet the game on. That's something FromSoft understands entirely. Give you complete control of your character. This is what you do. This is how you do it. Sure, button configurations might be weird or unusual, but this is how the controller or how the character controls, and you control it. Here, it's the game will make choices for you based off of the targeting system. Yes, Phil, you are correct. But if you're not locked on, which most of the time I find it more effective to not be locked on, you just kind of have to feel your way out. And I'm just saying, it is something you do get used to, but in the opening hours, it's frustrating. Because it's constantly Sora doing something that I don't want him to do.
I also just wanted to say that while I don't necessarily think it's a good thing, because this example I'll get into more and why I think this is also not good. There is an ability. I don't remember if I think that you get it later on in the first game. It's an ability called Combo Master, which will you just keep hitting the button, and like you're saying, even if you don't hit an enemy, you continue the combo. Just by attaching that ability, it becomes more that way when you activate that ability and have that on your ability tray. But that goes into another gripe that I have, in that they feel this game feels that guard and dodge in an action RPG are optional abilities, and that you have to fight the entire first boss without having dodge or guard.
Yeah, It takes a while to get dodge first, and it takes a while to get there. I don't have the combo master ability yet, so yeah, it does happen later. I have dodge and guard, and I have to make the choice of which one I want to use. And then also bleeding into that, the abilities in this, Connor, if you don't know, I think it works the same in 2, right? Or in the other games as well. Yeah, you have AP action points, and you have ability points. Excuse me. You have a set number of ability points. Each ability that you unlock costs a certain number of points. It can range anywhere from 3. I think they eventually get up to 5 or 7, don't they?
They go from anywhere from 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay, yeah, they range anywhere from 1 to 5. I've only found up to 3 so far. I think that's correct. And then there's items you can equip to increase your AP, or you gain more AP as you level up and stuff like that. All of that's fine. All of those systems work. It was unclear to me, Phil. You only get experience through defeating enemies and countering them, yeah, or parrying them.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get they're called tech points if you parry someone will shoot a range attack and you can hit it out of the air back at the enemy for extra experience.
Yeah.
Which will help you level up faster. And then yes, by defeating enemies you get experience points.
Yeah. It didn't register for me that I don't think it was explained very well, because the way they explain it in the tutorial, it made you they like put a focus on the orbs that enemies drop. And so I registered it as the green orb with the red circle around them were the experience orbs, and they're not. Those are health pickups.
It's just health, yeah.
Yeah, that's just health. So like, there was a minute there where I was like I was like looking at it at the number of XP to next upgrade, and I was like, well, it didn't go up as much as it should have. I picked up like 12 orbs, and it only went up 2, and then it took me a little while to be like, oh, it's based off of just defeating and parrying enemies. The parry is terrible.
It's great. Actually, hang on. It's actually really great when you get a good read on an enemy and know exactly when to do it, and it feels fantastic. I'm not going to let you slide just by saying it's terrible.
I think that only happens in boss fights. In the other 80% of the game, it just feels random.
You can parry and get those extra tech points.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, you can parry almost every enemy, but the amount of effort and learning it would take to do that it's not worth the scratch. The sniff isn't worth the scratch. You know what I'm saying?
Skill issue.
That's what I'm saying.
Skill issue. I don't know what to tell you.
I've died one time, guys, and it was only because I was fucking around with things. It's not a matter of skill. I'm not even close to dying in these.
What difficulty are you playing on?
The normal one. Not proud.
Standard.
The standard, yeah, not proud. And then also I forget how it works. I did not look up how it worked, Phil. I know the way you talk to your friends on Destiny Island changes the difficulty.
What did it say? What did it say you were beating your journey at? Did it say morning, midday, or midnight, or evening?
Huh?
You
And
talk
this
to your
guy
friends,
expects to get
and
the
there's
parry
there's
system
the
down.
disembodied voice that has all the words on the top, which is actually supposed to be Mickey. Fun fact.
Yeah, but
and
it's
it says-
it's like, what is your dream? What are you afraid of? And what matters most to you?
Yes. So there's the top, middle, and bottom answers, and then depending on what you pick, it'll say at the end, whenever it confirms your choices, that your journey begins at in the morning, that it begins midday, and that it begins at night or midnight. Something like that.
I have no idea. Does it affect the level that you then play in? Okay.
Well, it affects the rate at which you level up.
Okay, but is there a visual difference, because it's saying your journey begins at X time? Is there a visual difference in which anything's happening, or is it just saying that?
It just says that, but the difference is if you pick the morning, you level up faster from 1 to 50, and then I can't remember the exact numbers, but the first few levels come very, very fast. Then the middle options give you just standard across the board, and then the bottom options, that's very slow early, but then towards the end it's like super fast.
Interesting. No idea. Couldn't tell you, because this kind of leads into what I like about the game, which is the absurdism of it in that early hour or two. The absurdism of it I think is really cool, and then it goes away. And then it's just a broken plot. Yeah, I just, the way Sora controls, back to the parry, the way Sora controls in his animation and when the hitbox hits, and the timing from when his animation starts from when I pressed the button, match that with the enemy AI behavior, which doesn't seem very logical. I can't like really figure out what order enemies want to attack or use their attack moves or anything like that. Like I just can't nail down. I know what the moves look like. I can't nail down the behavior, the personality of the enemies. I think Cerberus in the Hercules, the Coliseum. Yeah, that fight sucks. Did it in my first try. Again, not bad, just bad game. I'm being whatever.
Yeah, you're being whatever, but it's okay.
But like that's a point of like, He just kind of randomly did his moves. It didn't feel like he was acting based off of my actions. It didn't feel like he was acting based off of what his health is like, other than he unlocks more moves as his health gets lower. Of course, he starts doing, different moves and stuff as his health gets lower.
He does them in like different orders and stuff.
And that's the thing is like, usually when you fight a boss, you're kind of like, okay, well, I'm this distance away from the boss. I just did this move. He just did that move. Usually that means he'll do one of three things, right? Like you kind of just catch the feeling off of that. If I'm this far away from Cerberus, surely he won't snap his jaws at me because I'm too far away. Surely he'll shoot the fireballs at me. No, he'll snap his jaws. Just because, I don't know. And then he'll do his weird purple magic twice in a row. I don't know why. He just chose to do his weird purple magic twice in a row. And then he shoots fireballs at me when I'm right on top of him and he should be snapped. Like, these are the things where I'm saying these things are half-baked. The enemies are doing random moves at random times. There's no game logic to them. It feels like a demo version of this boss before they get to the final version, but they ran out of time to get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying conceptually.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
I play Tavin.
You're a gamer.
I'm fighting against the final boss in the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC.
Yeah.
He does that all the time. Just pulls out shit.
Pulls out shit, and you go, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that."
But then he'll do like the same thing again, and it's like, "Oh, you're just doing it."
Okay,
again.
but he's got a long arcing jump move.
Yeah.
Right? He's got a big long jump move. He's probably not gonna do the jump move if you are right next.
It's only particular moves, like half of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my point. He'll probably do his more like stomp the ground type moves, right? If you're right next to him. Yeah, Cerberus.
Tavin, I challenge you to fight Mesmer and tell me that any of his logic and what moves he decides to pull out makes sense.
I found they made sense. Of course, I had better luck with that boss than most people did. So,
and it's not a matter of like me getting hit. Most of the time, I'm not getting hit. I'm just looking at him going, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" Like just like objectively, you should not be doing that if you want to beat me. I'm trying to remember the time I died because it wasn't in a boss fight that I died. I don't remember.
Well, Tavin, we're currently almost 40 minutes into this discussion
I can
here,
fucking talk.
and I haven't even finished introing the show.
before you do that, Legane, thanks for the follow. You deserve the trash talking.
Thank you, Legane.
Yeah, like to do the trash talking.
We get back to the skill issue. That's the Vitmanicopium.
It always is.
Again, I don't think we're looking at this objectively, guys. Like I think you grew up on this game and you're just in the camp of the game is great because you know it. Looking at it objectively and taking your personal experience away from it, the game is bad at explaining its systems.
That being
You missed the
said,
part where Legane said that he never played the game either. So
he's just saying he's shit talking.
You're basically comparing milk and beer. That's not what I'm saying. You totally missed what I was saying there. All right.
What does that say?
Legane, thank you for the follow. Thank you for engaging in the conversation. But you are totally missing what I said.
I mean, I think he was talking what I said.
You brought up Dark Souls and you were talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, for a very specific thing. I'm not like obviously Dark Souls and Kingdom Hearts are different games, obviously. And this is my point of like why do we have these conversations is to elevate the way we think about it, right? Is to let's get past just this game like that game. Like let's really dig deep into systems and why these things work, why they made the things the way they are. And then we can compare these elements and how they're done from other games. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts and Dark Souls are not the same fucking video game. But from a design perspective, FromSoft knows what they're doing. This team back in the day didn't. But they tried. And they were being experimental, and I appreciate that.
And it probably worked for the second one.
It did work for the second one.
Worked very well.
It worked very well.
Probably, Connor. That's the one that you did play.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess you would have, yeah.
I promise you, the toddler would not make it out of Traverse Town.
I did. I wasn't necessarily a toddler, but
Thank you.
Who says that? He says that.
Negating the point. Exactly.
I'm gonna give my kids Kingdom Hearts, and they're gonna love it. So
As toddlers.
More power to them. I want to give them
moving
Lego
on,
games.
This is, of course, the Piggy Bank podcast. It's our casual game podcast where we come together and we talk about our week in games. We talk about what we look forward to playing in the coming weeks, what we've been playing. Tavin, of course, has been playing Kingdom Hearts, and he's got a lot to say about it.
And Spider-Man 2. I'm playing a lot of Spider-Man 2.
And Spider-Man 2. Me, myself, I've been playing Shadow of the Erdtree, and that's pretty much all I've had a chance to play when I'm not working. Connor, you been playing anything special other than Shadow of the Erdtree?
Jack shit. As a matter of fact, when I last talked about Shadow of the Erdtree, that week, which is to say the week before the week that this is currently being aired, I played like nothing.
Okay. Again, you're missing the point, buddy. You're missing the point.
You're missing the point, Tavin. I said I'm going to give my kids Kingdom Hearts, and he's saying to give them Dark Souls to get the comparison.
Yeah. Yes. Obviously, a toddler can't play Dark Souls. Obviously.
Make mine.
Huh?
I'll have
make
you
mine
know that
possible
there's kids on Twitter that fucking destroy Margit. So
8-year-olds.
That's not a toddler.
But kids,
if not
you know.
younger, we don't know how young they are.
I don't ask those people.
Anyway, stop getting hung up and yelling at our chatters, please.
Well, he yells at us, so of course he's going to yell at the chat.
I'm going to yell at everybody. Everybody gets it.
We can respond in kind. Moving on, we like to play minigames here on this show. Connor, you have an oldie but a goodie one for us here.
I do. Usually it's what we do. But
Still what we're doing.
it is. I have a little game called landscaping. What it is I take a landscape from a video game, and these two gentlemen have to guess what it is. Very simple as a concept, very hard in practice. Not that I would know.
You're uploading it to the show doc, right?
I am, as I always do. As I always do successfully. That's not true. But yeah, it's pretty simple.
Landscaping there.
Everyone gets it. Yeah. Everyone
An
gets
image
it, right?
from a
Everyone
video
gets it.
game. We got to guess the video
Yeah,
game.
everyone gets it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Everybody gets it though, right?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, just making sure. Phil, you get it? Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
I think so.
Okay, just checking one last time. Okay, we got it. First game. You all know this game. You all do.
We have to lock in our answers and
lock
then
in answers.
Yeah, you don't reveal.
We go off of honor rules because we work off of
Correct.
the internet, so things can be a little
Yeah,
tricky timing wise.
but we're honorable people. We got Bushi.
We are.
Indeed.
And here it comes. The very first game that you all know. Neither of you played this game.
I
I don't think so.
fuck, man, it scratches an itch.
I'll give a hint after the first guess.
I've played this game, but what is it?
Fuck.
I don't know if you have. Guess we'll find out.
What the fuck is this?
The game said Kingdom Hearts 1.
It could be. You haven't played it, so you wouldn't know.
This is the minigame.
Fuck.
Fuck, do I know? All right, I have an answer, but it's not good.
It could be perfect.
I mean, I would assume, 'cause, ladies and gentlemen listening on audio formats, it looks it's a first-person shooter, but it's very much late 90s, early 2000s style, just in terms of, like, texture work and how polygonal everything is. So,
Fuck, that is.
yeah, he's got some kind of rifle. It looks sci-fi, but it could just be, like... It could be like a what is it? Like a not too distant future sci-fi.
Well, again, it could be Quake, but you'll have to find out.
It's probably not Quake if you're willing to talk about it.
No, he said it. You have to engage
no,
with
I
the
understand,
chat
but
tab.
you
You have to
okay? Never
engage.
mind.
If
I missed
you were willing to talk about it, Connor.
I'm changing my lock-in answer because but yeah.
I'm locked in. I know it's not right, but
Who knows? Well, Phil, you nobly took a bunch of criticism of a favorite game of yours, so you go first.
I wasn't taking the criticism. The game was taking the criticism. I'm not the game.
Nah, you're the same thing.
But I'm gonna guess this is an Aliens game.
Tavin?
Deus Ex.
Neither of you are right.
Should really look up what Deus Ex looks like.
I have chosen it once on this game.
yeah.
But this, Tevin, you're kind of right. It is a set in the future kind of game.
Okay.
It's early 2000s,
Okay.
set in the future.
From then.
Yeah, from then.
We've passed that time, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, ooh, 2015.
I mean, there's only so many sci-fi first-person shooters you can name in that.
Yeah. See, my next guess was going to be like Star Wars Dark Forces or something like that, but it's clearly not Star Wars. And obviously now that we know it's like, like not too distant future type stuff, like it's probably Earth going on.
Okay. I'm locked in, I think.
Good. Good night, Legane.
Thanks for popping by.
Oh, you're from Finland. Nice.
Very nice.
Go Finland.
I don't know if I have anything here. I'm drawing a hard blank.
Pickle in his brain.
No, that's like a top-down game, and it's like 90s, or 80s even maybe. Shit. I feel like this is gonna be one of those ones. All right, I'll lock in.
Okay. You can lock it in whenever you want. In fact,
So
do something more.
You got to say your answer first.
and say your answer.
I'm gonna go like this is early Battlefield, like Battlefield 1.
I was gonna say Perfect Dark.
Phil, you get the first point.
Hey,
with
Perfect Dark.
Let's go.
It is, in fact, Perfect Dark.
This is the first one?
It is the very first one. 2000 game. You know what? I'm surprised we don't have that in the game club.
Perfect Dark?
Don't think
Do we not?
I don't think we do.
I think we might.
I feel like we do. But
Hey,
I could be wrong.
If,
Could be
if
wrong.
someone put it in, good for them.
I feel like we added it after the reveal.
Yeah.
I can believe that. I might just not remember.
The
But
new one.
we got the next game.
Well, the reveal of that game might predate the show.
No, I'm
Then
talking
we have
about
to check
the recent one.
Oh, the gameplay stuff. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Next one.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not in the game club, but I'll put it on there. Why
There
not?
we go. This one is going to be easy. I think.
Is it?
I think.
No, you think that, and then we disappoint.
Oh, I'm locked in.
Okay, yeah, locked in. This is Banjo-Kazooie.
It's Banjo Kazooie.
It was Phil's turn first. You
What does
forfeit
it
the
matter?
point.
It's the same fucking
You
thing.
forfeit the point, Phil. You
were-
are
we were
two ahead of
both-
Oh,
Tavin.
eat my ass.
We both would
Yeah.
have said the same thing. Either way.
The funny thing was that like it was so obvious, and I couldn't really find any other good ones. But I was like, you know what? It's always there's not like a singular thing in these photos I typically send that can give it away. So I'll do it this one time.
Yeah. So I've never played a Banjo-Kazooie game, but I'm like I know what Banjo-Kazooie looks like, but so I probably would have said it regardless of what I'm being, but that's the Smash stage. So
I played Banjo Tooie.
I played Nuts and Bolts. I'm not joking.
that's the bad one, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
And I played it, and I was like, "This game sucks," and I didn't play it again. Didn't pick it up.
That's
from
why
the,
that's
rental
why
store.
Connor doesn't like
Not any of
platformers.
the other ones.
I built random doohickeys and drove around in them though. But next
Tears
game,
of the Kingdom, nice.
yeah, like that, but way
Tears
worse.
of the Kingdom and Nuts and Bolts, same level of quality game.
It is. Both have vehicles that you make. This one, I think it should be. I think I may have done this one before, but we'll see. And I don't really care.
Do it again. Different shot.
Yeah, I don't really care.
What the fuck
Ooh.
is that?
Megalith.
I think I know what this is.
Monolithic. That's not the proper word. Monolithic is like a single tower.
Yeah, it'd be like one big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a monolith is one.
Yeah. A singular
It's-
large
it's
block of
mono.
stone. These are multiple pieces of metal. Uh-oh. Spoiler.
It's like an oil rig or something, or not an oil rig, but like a manufacturing plant. Of
Refinery.
something like that. Yeah, refinery. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. I've gotten the answer. I just don't know. I think I know the franchise because I literally just watched a video on this, but I
Again,
just don't know what specific game.
quite polygonal, lacking in detail. So it's older. I just don't fucking know.
I'm just gonna shoot. I'm just gonna shoot a guess whenever I. It's time for me to finish locking in.
I guess. Oh, I see what you mean.
You feel like you've done this before?
I feel like I had to have. It'd be weird if I didn't.
I don't know. I'm gonna lock in.
All right. Well, Phil, you go.
Near Automata.
That's a good guess. I was gonna go I was gonna go like Gears of War 2.
The moment you said this was an old game, I knew Phil had won.
Is it Nier Automata?
It is Nier Automata.
That game looks like shit.
It's because it spends less time on those pesky, minor details that you need.
And having
focuses on
20 different
good
mini-games you can play.
And that, yes. And a great narrative.
I learned the other day that you can fish in that game.
You can fish in that game. What can you not do?
Phil, if I told you a good portion of that game is a twin stick shooter, would you believe me?
Absolutely.
Side scrolling at one point and multiple points.
Side scrolling, yeah. I mean, it's more of like just in the sense that they take camera control away from you. You're still in the game engine.
Yeah, still in the game.
Like still in the general game design type stuff. But like, I'm thinking of like when you're in the spaceship type shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Almost like a gummy ship from Kingdom Hearts.
It very similar.
Almost. That's terrible too.
Damn.
In the first one, yeah, I agree.
Still
The first
shooting
game's
shots.
gummy ships are bad.
Just boring.
Phil, you're 3 for 3 right now. Will you go farther?
Oh shit! I thought we were on I thought this next one was gonna be the 5th one. I thought we were on.
No.
I didn't realize we were only
Scrolling
to 3.
Scrolling count.
Next game. Everyone knows it.
Phil's up 2.
Everyone knows this. Everyone does. No, they don't.
Oh.
It's not an obscure game.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I know what it is, though.
All right, so I immediately think of 2.
Don't say it. There you go.
I immediately think of 2 games. I'm gonna go with the other one because
Possibly smart.
It looks kind of like that, but I'm probably wrong.
You better hope Phil's wrong.
I have the platinum for this game. If it's that game, do I have the platinum for this game, Connor?
No.
I don't.
Damn, that tells me that me and Tavin are about to say the same thing.
Does it, Phil?
Yeah.
I
Do
feel
you
kinda
just
bad.
not know that I have the platinum?
Oh, you do not.
Is it not on a PlayStation?
I'm not confirming nor denying that.
Well, I'm locked in, and I'm pretty sure me and Tavin are going to say the same thing.
Fuck. I don't know if I know then. If I don't have the... I'm just going to lock in with what I thought the first time anyway.
I think it's Phil's turn. Or no, it's Tavin's turn.
I did it first last time.
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh,
Phil?
I was going to say Dishonored.
It's not Dishonored.
Both of you are wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought both of you would have said Dishonored.
Also, I had the platinum for Dishonored. I got it for
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying. That's why whenever you were saying, I have the platinum for this game.
I got you.
This game is an action RPG. What kind of setting?
I'm locked in.
Look a little bit. You can be locked in now, but I will say, look at some like the minorest details you can. Scroll in.
I'm
See
still
if that gives you an
locked in.
indication. It might make or break it. But who am I to know?
I have no idea what this game is. All right, I'm locked in.
The only reason I even know what this might be is because I've tuned into some streams.
Well, this time it's you go, Phil.
It is my go first. Is me go?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Doesn't
Is me
necessarily
go?
matter.
I'm gonna say Lies of P.
Shit, that's a good fucking answer, Philip. I was gonna go Final Fantasy 15. I thought it might be one of the towns or something.
Phil's been killing it. It's Lies of P.
That's a great fucking answer.
Yeah. It was the I was hoping
Watched some Andy Cortez. Been on an Andy Cortez kick lately.
You know what, Phil?
As soon as he said it, I was like, fuck, he's right, isn't he?
Very similar to Dishonored.
Kicking the crap out of me, Phil. Congratulations.
But
we got one more?
One more. Will Phil get a perfect score? Probably not.
Probably not.
No, because this next one, I don't think you've even played. And here it
I haven't
is.
played Lies of P, and I haven't played Nier
That's
Automata.
true. That is true. But this one, this might be even different.
I think you're being a little tricky with this one. I think you picked this one thinking I would
do
think
I
one
know
thing,
this?
but I think it's another thing.
I don't know. I have no clue. Do you know this, Phil? Beats me.
I might.
You certainly might.
No, it's not that game. Wait a minute. What the fuck is this?
Ooh.
All right, I got 3 games in my head. I have 3 games in my head of what this could be.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Okay, confident. Tavin, you got 3. Which of the 3 is most likely it? I don't know.
All right, I'll lock in.
I know it was one of 2 things, and it's too pretty for one of them. So, or too not pretty for one of them.
See, it's too pretty for what I'm locking in for. I already know it's wrong.
Who knows?
Oh, you know what? I'm changing it. Fuck it. Lockdown.
Damn.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh.
Is you go first.
Maybe
Alan Wake.
Heavy Rain.
God damn, Phil. 5 for 5. 5 points.
Heavy Rain was. I almost said Heavy Rain. That was the one. But I don't
See,
remember.
I was only between Heavy Rain and Detroit.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was. My first thought was Silent Hill 2. And then I was like,
Yep.
oh, no, this is probably Heavy Rain. But then I've played Heavy Rain. So I was like, I don't remember this lighting ever in that game.
It's when Jason dies and he's like divorced,
Yeah.
living in the shitty house. It's
right,
in this
right
neighborhood.
I remember
before
it
Sean
being
shows
way
up
darker.
at the house,
Oh,
and he's like making him
really?
shitty dinner and stuff.
I remember
Yeah,
it being
very
way
depressing.
darker.
It's heavy.
And then, of course, Alan Wake, I was like, I don't think Alan Wake has this lighting either, but I know the least about that one.
It does not. No, I don't think it
Then
does.
the next
no.
day you go to the park and you're like, Sean.
I
can't-
literally, I just switched it last minute and I shouldn't have.
But, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
No.
But we all make mistakes.
No.
But Phil, perfect score. I don't know if that's happened on this game before. It probably
This
has.
one I'm not sure, probably, but you know.
Yeah. But that's my game.
It's a good time.
Sean.
Land escaping. Sean! Jason! We should play that.
right.
What is that on the? How are we
I
gonna
don't
play
know,
that?
maybe. I don't know.
PS3.
I don't know about
How's
that.
I think it got ported somewhere. It's definitely on PC by now, right?
Oh, I would.
You can.
would
It's
think.
definitely playable on the PS5.
Oh. But it's a PS3 game. That's not what they do. It's
Yeah, they
impossible.
do. They do this thing called PlayStation Plus, Connor, where
it's
they let you stream games
But it's not. No, it doesn't make sense.
because of what was formerly known as PlayStation Now, which works off of the technology from when PlayStation bought the service Gaikai.
Well, it actually just got straight released on PlayStation 4.
That's what I thought. I thought that happened.
Yeah.
Windows as well.
Didn't it come in a 2-pack with
With
Beyond
fucking,
Two Souls? I think.
Beyond Two Souls. You're right.
Yeah.
It might have. It came out in 2016. It doesn't say it was part of a package.
Yeah.
but-
So that would have been prior to Detroit.
Yeah. I think you can play all those David Cage games.
Yeah. Detroit, probably the best of them.
It might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Heavy Rain's the most fun though.
If you know the twist already,
Less so.
yeah.
Yeah. How about like can we talk about how shitty the red herring character pronounces origami? He says, "I'm the origami killer.
It's that northeastern fake accent.
I'm the origami killer."
I'm like, no, you're not, buddy. No, you're not. Remember when there's the crazy guy in like the basement tries to kill the female protagonist?
Yes, yeah,
Cuff her up?
Doesn't she run around in her? No, that's a dream where she runs around in her underwear.
No, she runs
Yeah,
around in her
so-
underwear.
Oh, she did. They do it
I
again.
believe she has to.
Oh
yeah.
wow,
They
taste.
do
taste.
it a lot in that one.
Wow, taste, David. Real lot of taste there. Buddy.
Yeah, and
Specifically
then-
with that character. And then
there's the-
funnily
I-
enough,
the-
the way you escape her death in that one is you hide in a fridge.
Okay.
I guess that's a place.
And
that
then
would work.
there's I think that's one thing you can do because it's hard to kill those characters because the narrative needs them. Then there's the FBI guy or CIA or whatever.
he's
who
addicted.
he's addicted to AR goggles or something, and then
Well, it's something that he takes to like make the AR goggles work.
it's a drug, but like it'll make you start seeing things in real life without the goggles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Weird.
Well, enough talk about David Cage. Because
But I love David Cage.
No, you don't. Because moving on to my mini game, we're doing a hit 10. We're doing a hit 10 where, a hit 10 is where one of us will take a top 10 list from the internet or from ourselves and assign point values to each entry on the list. Number 10 on the list being worth 1 point. Number 1 on the list being worth 10 points. Everything in the middle, inverse scoring. These gentlemen will have 5 opportunities each to clear out this list, going back and forth. And whoever gets the most points wins. I have taken this top 10 list from a TikTok. This is from, I believe it's Debis, and then the channel, it's at Silas _. So, yeah, just the stage name is DEBIS.
You wouldn't get it.
And this is the top 10 indie games. Just their top 10 indie games.
What?
Phil, we gotta source these from real people or like real official places, not random TikTok users.
But no.
I mean,
This has the chaos element.
These are pretty notable games. Every single one of these games, I know y'all know of and know that they're quality.
That's my only issue is if they're like indie games in the sense of like where does the buck stop?
No,
Like,
it's not
for this
like
kind of list.
Fucking Dave the Diver.
I don't know,
Okay.
hentai,
I assumed as much.
pinball, bunny girl.
That's not going to be
3.
on the
It's
top
nothing
10?
like that.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I guarantee you it's probably better than some of the games on this list, but I can be in that space. What?
You're a loser.
I don't play them. I just said they're probably better.
No, you play them.
No, I do not. Tevin,
I will.
Tevin.
Well,
I will
games on
source.
Steam?
I will source listeners back to our 2020 top 10 games of the year. There was some bullshit on there.
No.
There was at least
Helltaker's
2
not
or
porn.
3 bullshit.
the
Helltaker's
puzzle
not
game.
porn.
What's it called? Fucking
Helltaker? Is that
Yeah.
what you just said?
Helltaker.
Yeah, not porn. Not even. It doesn't even have sexual stuff.
The,
Just like,
the artist,
characters are
the
anime
artist
characters.
is a porn drawer.
In regards to Helltaker, they haven't done any porn of that I've seen. If you're going to say they do, then that's on you, not me.
Listen, man. You know it when you see it, and we can see it.
All right.
These
Well,
guys just don't know what good games
Connor,
are.
if y'all are familiar with TwoPennyGames lore, we all know that Connor is famously terrible at hit 10, so we'll allow him to get the first shot here.
He's only bad at years.
That's true, but
He doesn't know when things came out.
No, why does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Elden Ring came out what year?
2022.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So
That's like
good.
one of the only ones I could be like, yep.
When did the first Spider-Man game come out?
2020?
No.
Yes.
Good
2019.
question. 2001.
Fuck. 2000.
He's talking Spider-Man 1.
Let's shut up. 2021?
No.
Are you
God
joking?
damn, they took forever to get to that second one. God damn.
Well, they had a Miles Morales in the middle.
Oh, yeah, they did that.
Yeah. Miles Morales. Here's a hint. Miles Morales came out 2020.
2018.
There you
That's
go.
what it was.
There you go.
They literally call it Spider-Man 2018.
That is how it is addressed on the internet. You know?
I think Spider-Man. You know, what's
Yeah,
what's the difference? I'm going first? Okay.
You're going first. Give me what you think Debus's top 10 indie games are.
Okay, I want to say what I think is number one. It has to be an indie game, right? It has to be. You know what? If it's a failure, I'll just take the lick and I can come back later. But if it is on the list and I
Before
don't
you
say
guess,
it,
let me go ahead and tell you this was posted July 15th of last year.
that's still fun. I'm going to say Minecraft. Technically an indie game, right?
It was when it came out, yeah.
Yeah.
Minecraft is not on the list.
Well, it could have been number one or not there at all.
It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been, you know?
I'll take it.
Let me get some safe points and go. Let me do the more recent one. Inside.
Inside is not on the list.
Okay.
For me, I'll go Limbo.
Limbo is also not on the list.
Jesus. Okay, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
this is this is what I was worried about.
You guys are like almost going too niche.
Niche.
No, that's
Limbo and Inside are niche indie games.
they were like probably the most popular indie games when they came
They
out. in their
are
respective
indie
years.
game trademark.
In terms of Limbo, it's one of the first like
In
definitive.
no ways am I degrading the quality of those games.
We know.
No, we know but you're talking about like popularity or like accessibility or how well they're known. Those are the like golden children of indie games. Next to my next answer, which is Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley is number 3.
There we go.
It's gonna get you 8 points.
Once again, this might not be on the list if it has like
Tavin,
weird
keep score,
origins. What's that?
I said tab and keep score, please.
Let me go
How many points did I just get? 8?
8.
with Terraria.
Terraria is not on the list.
What's
That was gonna be my next guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel real dumb.
I promise you we're not. These are the ones that you
Yeah.
should reach for.
There's gonna be worse ones on the
So
list.
here's my thing. Is now we just have to talk about it, right? is you assume some of those older guys that are very important for our generation aren't going to hit the list. So like a Fez, probably not there.
No, that's not even kind of overrated.
What is the
at
one?
time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Or the what's the other one from that era? Super Meat Boy. I don't imagine is going to be there.
No,
I mean,
that
it could
be,
but I don't imagine it's going to be. I'm thinking this is probably a little bit more recent of a list.
Could be.
Looking at this list, I would say this person is probably a Zoomer.
Yeah, yeah. I would guess that this is a late teenager.
Yeah.
With that in mind, and see now it's just like what does this person consider to be an indie game? Because Supergiant is technically independent, but like that's not what you're talking about when you're talking about indie games necessarily.
That is not an indie game.
Even though it is, but like
It's not.
it doesn't feel like one, right?
It's more in the middle area rather than being.
Yeah, it's that like
It can't be called an. It shouldn't be called an indie or.
it's like a
game.
triple I.
Yeah.
is something that has been kind of thrown around.
I like that. I've never heard
Where,
that.
Yeah.
like just like really, they're really expensive indie games. What has really taken off in the indie scene in the last like 5 years? I can't get Animal Crossing out of my head. Definitely not.
That's not an indie game.
Definitely not an
Yeah.
indie game.
Which one are we on?
Guess number
Third
4,
round?
I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this is 3.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think you just did your third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. So this is Tavin's third.
I'm
Nothing
gonna
Connor's.
go Inscription.
Inscription is not on the list.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It's too small.
It would be on ours.
It would. Yeah, probably.
Let's start looking elsewhere. I don't know where to look. Yeah. Got it. Roblox. Not really.
No limbo and no inside really threw me for a loop there.
Yeah. Let's go with The Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac is at number 6.
Oh wow, I'm surprised that's there.
People love
get you.
people love that game.
Based off of the evidence, I would have assumed that was too old.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
But
Came out several years after, at least after Limbo.
After
I don't know
Limbo,
how
yeah,
close they-
it was a couple years after Limbo, but it's several years before Inside.
I was still in high
Before?
school.
Huh?
Huh?
Several years before Inside.
Several
Yeah.
years before Inside, yeah. Binding of Isaac, I was in high school. Inside, I was out of high school. I want to say I was like 15, 16.
It wasn't even like the end of high school.
Yeah. Inside, I was definitely 18, 19, something like that.
June
Indie
29,
games.
2016.
Indie games.
Holy shit! I did not realize Binding of Isaac was 2011. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Binding of Isaac's old. Oh, that's before high
yeah,
school.
it was,
Oh,
wasn't
wow,
it?
yeah. Binding of Isaac's
That's
old.
crazy.
Yeah.
Time flies.
If you would ask me, I would have said like 2016.
No.
Yeah, a couple of years before then.
No.
Jesus, 5 years before that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking like old school, like Xbox 360 arcade type stuff with that one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck, what the fuck else is on this list? Okay, when I think number 1 best indie game of all time, I think of fucking Limbo. I don't agree with it, but that's what people say. It's like, do I reach for like a Five Nights at Freddy's at this point? Like,
Three Stardew Valley. This
Right?
list
Yeah.
must be made by a woman. And so, when you frame it like that,
men like Stardew Valley too. Oh!
I love Stardew Valley.
Again, that's not an indie game because that studio is owned by EA.
will this person distinguish that?
I don't think they will. I'm going to go It Takes Two.
No.
Okay.
Good.
Final guess, Connor.
Damn.
You're at 5 points. Tavin is at 8 points.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one.
I have one too,
I've got one.
but it's in the limbo era. And so I'm like, but it's so popular. I'm going to have to say it. Braid?
Braid's good.
Braid's not on the list.
Yeah, it's not on the list, but that's a good answer.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. That's a solid like 9 or 10. You know.
That is a good answer.
Based on how people talked about it, they were like, that and Limbo were debated at the time. So that's what was in the mindset. Yeah.
Limbo was always just in another league.
Because of the atmosphere. Gameplay features-wise, Braid's honestly probably a better game.
Probably.
But Limbo's so striking.
I think Limbo's good, but I don't think I think it's overrated. Oh shit! There's so many answers I should have said now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Overcooked.
Overcooked is not on the list.
Really?
What is on this list?
What is on this list? Gone Home? Gone Home on the list?
Gone Home is not on the list.
Too old.
Any
Too
other
old.
any other guesses that you maybe should have said?
Daisy!
No, Daisy's not on the list.
Well,
Just to confirm the Supergiant theory, is Hades on the list?
Hades is number 2 on the list.
Okay, yeah. See, it's like it is, but it isn't. It doesn't feel like it. It is like it's more of an indie game than like Dave the Diver was, but it doesn't feel like it. When you say indie game, you think of a very specific game.
Yeah.
Hades doesn't fit the bill.
All right, well, let's just run through this list here. Number 10, we got Firewatch.
yeah.
I wish in my head I thought of that as a great game because it came out and everybody was like, it's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess they did.
Yeah.
I played it. It was like,
Oh, fucking,
It's a solid game.
is Celeste on the list?
Celeste is shockingly not on the list, actually.
This list, I don't know.
yeah. Let's see.
Number 9, we have Undertale.
That is an indie game.
Yeah. Okay,
Number 9,
Number
though.
9 is, wow, that's
Yeah.
surprising.
That's lower than I would have put it. Number 8, we have Subnautica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 7, we have Vampire Survivors.
Really?
That makes sense. Yeah.
This is why you need to pull lists from like official sites and not random TikTok guys.
Oh,
I stand by that this is still a solid list.
Listen,
Yeah, this is
I
so-
love Vampire Survivors as much as the next guy. It is not a top 10 indie game.
It's not, but the
Number
list
6,
overall has
we
been
have-
fine so far.
It's been fine. That's
Yeah.
it. Like it's not a bad no
We didn't
bad
guess 'em.
choices. Yeah, but like
Number
never in a
6,
million
which
years
said
would
we
I
have
guess.
The Binding
Yeah.
of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac, good choice.
Number 5, Cuphead.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's another one where it's like, yes, it is an indie studio, but it had so much Xbox marketing behind it that it was like it didn't feel right.
It did, but so did Limbo at the time. I remember when
Does
that
Xbox
hit.
own that studio now?
They probably do.
I think they might.
They might. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Cuphead 2 come
number
out?
4.
Yeah.
Number 4, we have The Forest.
That high? Yeah. That's,
I don't know about that.
a bit
one.
high.
I don't know about
that one's a little too high for my liking, but I understand it's a good game.
I understand it
Number
took
3.
over the internet for a hot minute, but come on. What are we talking about here?
Number 3, which Tavin said, is Stardew Valley.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, which Tavin said but didn't get points for it, was Hades.
Uh-huh.
And number 1, shocking that neither of y'all said, because the sequel's coming out this year, Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't played Hollow Knight. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't sit in our brains.
Does not compute.
Maybe I should have played Hollow Knight instead of replaying Spider-Man 2.
But it's on the Game Cast, so now you're going to have to do it twice. But Game Club. That's
Game
what I said.
Club.
You know what? I'm not
Well-
upset with this list. I was expecting it to be
Listen,
dumb.
that's a fine list. That's
Yeah.
a fine list. They're like it's just a thing of like what are we talking about when we talk these lists is the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, these people hated your list. Let me look at your name again. Debus, they hated your list. I'm sorry.
We don't hate-
sorry
We
to
didn't hate it.
tell
We
you.
were upset at the time.
That's a
when we were
super
doing-
respectable list.
Yeah.
You need to put a Limbo or an Inside on it. Like you
But
know?
from that perspective,
probably
if
put a
we-
Super Meat Boy on it.
if we were making a list, though, we'd probably leave out like the like Stardew Valley. I would never put that on there.
The Stardew Valley would not be on my list.
Yeah.
No.
So
Well,
fair enough.
Those,
But
that's
it would
not
be in-
y'all's type of game, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
it would be in the conversation, and it would probably slide in on like a 10 or a 9 or something like that. Whereas
I think it would probably hit by
I think
like
Celeste is
anywhere
important.
from 10 to 8 for me.
Yeah, I think Celeste is one of those games that should be on that list. What was the other one I said? I don't even remember.
Not Limbo?
Inside, Limbo.
I said It Takes Two. That should not be on the list. I just said Just because
I
I know how
completely-
the
yeah,
Overcooked.
I
Overcooked
agree.
should probably be on that list somewhere.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Overcooked is on my list.
It makes sense that it's
It'd be
not.
low, but it should be there.
I don't know if it should be there. It makes sense if it's there.
Yeah. Well,
Undertale should have popped into our heads. Hollow Knight should have popped into our heads.
Yeah, definitely Hollow
yeah,
Knight. Shovel
that's,
Knight.
that's definitely probably the most egregious one that y'all did.
Yeah,
not
where's
say.
Shovel Knight? What the fuck?
Guess not here.
Go play Shovel Knight. Great
Shovel
game.
Knight probably would have hit like 9 for me.
That's fair.
Probably would have sat in the 5s. Somewhere in the 5s for me.
Definitely low for me. Anyway, Tavin, we are currently at an hour 15 on this podcast. Do you want to get into your
Nope.
thing or no? That's what I thought.
Next
so anyway,
time.
that is a piggy bank right there. We'll save what Tavin had for next time possibly. And thank you so much for joining us on this lovely episode. Make sure to give us a follow on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, all of our social media in the description. And we'll go ahead and see you next time, boys. Let's go ahead and say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, losers.
Wow. Like you.